Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Crypto Hipster Podcast. This is your host, Jamil Hassan, the Crypto Hipster, where I interview founders, entrepreneurs, executives, thought leaders, you name it, all around the world of crypto and blockchain. And today, I have an amazing guest for you. I'm going to try to pronounce his last name correctly. He is the co-founder and CTO of Brighty app, Nikolay Denisenko. Welcome to the show, Nikolay.
Hi all. Yeah, nice to meet you. Happy to be here. So ready to go through any questions that we have.
Awesome.
Yeah, really enjoy this meeting. Let's start.
Let's start. Yeah, great. Awesome. And I'll start off with the easiest question. Well, so it might not be the easiest, but it's always a great question with all kinds of interesting answers. What is your background, and is it a logical background for what you're doing now?
Okay, that's nice one. So my background, is a startup industry. The first startup that I have been start working is related to the deep tech. I would say like we were building a special device to show on your car mirror the navigation. So it's like a air mixed reality navigation. So that was my first startup. Then I really enjoyed working there, but I understand that the tech sphere is a little bit outside of my interest. So I started looking for other areas, and the fintech was among one of them. So I started looking for startups, and at that point, I found Revolut, the very small startup that was looking for backend engineers. And I decided to join the team. So there were like about 20 engineers at that time. And yeah, I really enjoyed this time in Revolut when it was like still very small. We were solving different issues, like including the legal compliance, onboarding, the tech itself. So like as we were building the financial application, so that was pretty tough journey, but was really interesting. At that time, I really understand that the finance area, the everything that relates to fintech is what I'm enjoying to do, building these startups in this sphere. So I have been working in Revolut for about 4 years, mostly working on Revolut for business. I think I built this like from the zero to about 100,000 customers, I think, when I was leaving the company. And then at that time, I understand, okay, so I have such experience. I do really enjoy doing fintech. So I noticed that there were like great interest in crypto in Revolut also, but Revolut was not paying a lot of attention to that. So so I decided, okay, let me go and try to build something in a fintech industry related to crypto, as crypto was attracting a lot of interest. Firstly, then the technology is really great. So the technology is pretty complex for everyone and for everyday usage. And I decided, okay, so this is the opportunity where I can step in. So I have some money to put like as a first capital to start the startup, and we with my partner and friend Roger, he's coming from the more banking industry, decided to start a fintech in crypto plus digital banking, when the customers can utilize the both financial worlds in same way. Would say like maximum UX and easiest for the customer usage. Plus, there were like pretty nice instruments coming from crypto, like DeFi's, that we also decided, okay, so like we put this in application, make them very simple for customer usage, because DeFi's and nowadays they're really difficult, but 2 years ago they were really really difficult. So we simplify that, wrapped in one application and launched. So that's very short story on how we start doing that. My background, I hope I covered the interesting points.
You did. Revolut must have been no easy task. So yeah, very interesting. You said DeFi has gone from very, very difficult to just very difficult, right? So I want to find out, what Brighty app is all about and how you are setting new standards for an easier and better user experience.
Right. Again, so as a Brighty app is would say like as doing a custody for customers. So we are not kind of like Web3 wallet. We are kind of like in the middle between the Web3 world and the traditional banking. That's why we have this ability to improve the DeFi itself on the layer of the, would say like on centralized layer. As we are controlling everything, we can offer the customer the best experience on how they can deal with DeFi's, because again, so all the complexity is done by Brighty. It comes with the point that we handling the customer keys. Yeah, we are doing the custody. We have this part centralized, but this part, as it's centralized, giving us the ability to simplify the DeFi's. I mean, just so in one click you can put the money like in Aave, for example, or just in one click you can stake your Ethereum. You don't care about the gas fees, any additional setuping of your wallets. You just like click and put your money in work. So it comes with this, I would say, drawback of Brighty centralization. But I think as for now, to create an application that will must adopt crypto, this step is required, because again, so it's really difficult. So we are talking to our customers, and even they do understand how crypto works, how blockchain works. The DeFi itself is a little bit the some task with a star for them. So this simplification helps to give customers to learn how this world work. If they would like to put this money on DeFi themselves, they can easily, for example, withdraw money from Brighty. So they can do that. So they can top up euro, buy, for example, gas for Ethereum, or like Tron, or like Polygon or Matic, withdraw to their decentralized wallet and put the money in DeFi themselves. But we just simplified all the processes, like between the fiat and crypto, and also these DeFi's. And the customers just don't want to withdraw money, because they have a card here, they have DeFi here, they can utilize this money. So this simplicity for them and UX in application creates a really cool utility. So they just don't want to withdraw money, like to use it in DeFi. So and we are creating special products around the DeFi's and the crypto usage that can, for example, you can link a card to a special account. It will still be partly linked to DeFi. So like we for example, stake half of this money to DeFi on customer agreement itself, but you can still spend this money with a card. So we're doing very kind of like difficult rebalancing money between DeFi's and the customer wallet. But again, as we centralized think, we can do that and hedge part amount of. So the experience for customers is pretty crazy. So they can spend money and can earn money on DeFi like in one time.
Very interesting. So I'm wondering how the rise of AI can help customers. And so the DeFi is still difficult to understand, and they're using your platform to do the rebalancing, right? But how the AI can help them make smarter decisions.
About the AI is also interesting thing. So we are thinking about how we can improve the overall product using the AI technology. So I think the product that we are right now working on is like creating a let's say custom portfolio of tokens for the customers related to different themes. For example, I would like to invest to infrastructure tokens, or like to mem tokens, or like to core tokens. With just like talking to a customer, he's answering some questions, talking to the, for example, chat GPT like bot, The bot is asking questions, customers answering them, and they trying to find the risk profile of the customer depending of his answers, what he's like interested in, what he would like to have. And with that technology, we're like pre-building the portfolio for the customer with these tokens and the AI technology itself. So the customer at the end getting kind of like the index portfolio created just for himself. So that's what we are working on. So I think like it will be released. So it's very similar to the, I would say, like theme-based portfolios, like how our competitors are doing, but we would like to introduce a little bit more AI story here. And I think like it's really it's really work for that, because AI itself can analyze how these tokens grow to define the best ones, so and just create a very specific one portfolio for the customer, for every customer.
So as a fintech company, you're able to help create this portfolio using AI for your customers. What other apps are possible, or what other ways things are possible integrating AI into everyday apps? Like what else besides creating a portfolio?
I think the most simple one is just integrated that to the help center. So we are using that, but we're using that with integration. For example, we are using Intercom. The Intercom is pretty nice startup that's handling all kind of like messages, and they have the AI. So we just enable that. So that's helping a lot to deal with customer requests, because this AI bot like learned on our FAQ. We feed a little bit like different cases on how it should react. That's the one use case that we also like utilizing. It's a very simple one. The portfolio building is another one that we are working on. What's more, I think that's another thing is pretty complex. So I think like the AI can help the customers learn a little bit more about the application side. The application, for example, the customers asking questions. Okay, so how I can send money, like, and it's getting answers like just in the application. We haven't been working on that yet, but that might be like a next step, just improving the interaction with application. So maybe like some mode when the customer can, for example, interact with the application with a chat, or even integrating that to the messengers. Haven't thought about that a lot, but that might be like a next step. So if you have free resources to talk to customers and find that this might be interesting, we might go for that. But I think that is right.
Very cool. Very cool. So I wasn't planning on asking this, but a major event happened over the weekend, right?
Right.
And well, quite a few major events happened over the weekend, right? But like you said, DeFi, we're going from very, very difficult to very difficult, right?
Right.
Every DeFi community has a Telegram group.
Right.
And users bounce ideas off each other and ask questions and all stuff. And the Telegram founder was arrested in France and faces up to, I don't know, 20 years in prison or whatever. If these Telegram groups don't exist for users, don't you go back to very, very, very difficult? How can you help, especially in DeFi, people understand better and make the user experience better if the Telegram possibly goes away?
I would say like we have a Discord at least, so I do believe that the Discord like take also like a really, really big part of this cake of the DeFi. So I would say maybe like the users most engaged in a Discord than in Telegram. I would not worrying about that at that stage. And also like I do believe that this will be like sorted out. So I don't think that the Telegram itself will suffer. But on the I have a lot of like thoughts on that. I don't think that I should share that. I hope everything will be resolved like in next weeks. But again, so I don't think that the Telegram itself will be like suffer somehow, because they have some protocols on how this can be protected. They have pretty much budget to support Telegram Live, so that part would work. We have some relation with a ton business developers, so, and they are pretty emphasized on our future partnership. So we talk with them like on the weekend about the adding USDT on the Ton blockchain to the Brighty app. So nothing changed. So like we're still planning to do that. Let's see what happened next.
Yeah, that and it was leading to my next question. Really, is Mika went live at the end of June, right?
Right.
I'd like to find out what the current state of the crypto regulatory.
What is foreign? Okay, so about the Mika, yeah, everybody is talking about. So everybody is preparing for that. So our compliance legal team engineers also working on everything related to the Mika. Very how to say, as a priority. So that's the number priority for us, because I do believe that not a lot of companies will will be live after Mika live crypto companies. Some of them will be closed. Some of them like decided not to work in Europe. We are going to work in Europe. We think that this is a really opportunity for us to get a bigger market and more customers. It's really hard to define the conclusions about like how Mika will impact, because there are a lot of, let's say, not required rules. It's just, I mean, some drafts that might go live and might not go live. But everybody and we are take a lot of attention on how we can adjust our procedures to be compliant with that. So I would say like that. So there is no something that cannot be done, but and also there is no any strict requirements right now at the current moment. We do understand how it can work, but the regulator itself hasn't defined the let's say the final list of rules that will be applied. Let's say like that. But again, so the Mika itself, it will improve the crypto acceptance overall across the Europe. So the banks itself would be more, I would say, relaxed working with crypto, because again, so this set of rules defining the context that is understandable by everyone in this finance world. And I think this is the real problem right now, because some banks don't understand how crypto works. Even we do the compliance, the transaction monitoring, the screening of the customers, of all the funds. We're using best technology that we can do that. Any banks by default thinks that the crypto is very high risk. So everything related to crypto is really high risk. They doesn't care about what we apply to the customers, to the crypto itself, crypto funds and assets. And I think Mika will put some good understanding on that processes. So everybody in this financial world in Europe, like the banks, the crypto virtual assets provider, will be like on the synchronized, would say like that.
Because it's synchronized, it's better equipped to build legitimate businesses, right?
Right.
How do you think Europe is set up for digital transformation successfully compared to the rest of the world, especially like the US?
It's going a little bit different way, because in US it was kind of like banning everything, then allowing everything, then again banning everything, and it's kind of like struggling in real understanding on how this can be regulated. So in Europe, it's going a little bit more easier way. So they not banned. So crypto is authorized by a lot of countries in Europe. So it's here. So especially Lithuania, so and Switzerland, where we have like headquarters, they do really understand how and how to say and allow the companies work with crypto. So that means that maybe like not all the countries, but the most of the countries in Europe, they trying to give businesses and customers ability to work with crypto in this compliant way. So, and I would say like the evolution of crypto in Europe, as for me, is a little bit more better than in the US. How it evolves, like step by step. So like we are not banning, we just like trying to understand how to work with that. So and that's really cool thing. So it's a little bit tricky on how UK deal with that, because again we last year it was like very big closure of a lot of startups related to crypto in the UK. We're trying to go back to UK also, but it requires us work on say special compliance policies, special company, the authorization of FCA. So say like UK is a little bit similar what we are having in the US, and Europe itself. Like I would say, like I do really like how it done in Europe comparing to UK and the US, for example.
I would think that having the regulation, or having at least now having clarity, will help you to build out your portfolio in Brighty to help people make better and informed decisions, right?
Right.
How do you see that playing out? How do you think it'll help make better informed decisions?
So it's not only just about better decisions, just more about the uh, overall utility of all the instruments that we have right now. Because the crypto is pretty new thing. So like a lot of customers just would like to try that, but they uh, cannot even buy the Bitcoin, like because it's like still difficult. So and we're trying to give them access to this market as simple as possible uh, to show them how this works, to explain about the DeFi's, explain about the cryptos, show that it can be used even in everyday life again. Because in Brighty, you can issue a card, a Visa card, like link to your crypto assets and go to buy a beer or like a pizza. So it will work. So it will exchange your crypto in euro and like. And you get this pizza and beer like in a store. Brighty is more about the giving customers the ability to be a part of these new financial features. So I would say, like, if not blockchain, we are looking to any alternative. I would say like financial products that we can add to the Brighty. So it's more about the bridging between the traditional finance and the let's say some new finances like blockchain itself. So
A lot of places, I don't know if you found this, but a lot of places, a lot of the traditional finance are still fighting like wild to have, blockchain and crypto not get adopted. I think one of the
right.
key things to get them on board, to come with blockchain for the future. How do you get them to get over their resentment or their fear, of crypto, and help, come along the ride?
About the traditional banks, you're saying, yes?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a pretty it's a really hard story because as as a Brighty itself cannot work, I mean, with all the banks. So we are really always looking for partners who will allow us to give this bridge for our customers to the traditional finance. Because again, so Brighty do hold the virtual asset provider license. That means that we can deal with crypto, offer the safeguarding of crypto, so like do the exchanges, but we cannot hold the fiat money for customers. And that's why to give the customers ability to store money in fiat, we need to find the right partners. So, and this should be found among the banks who trying to understand crypto at least. So they willing to work with crypto companies like we are, and it's really challenging. So I would say like to find a partner who will help you to your customers to open accounts in euro and for example support SEPA payments. It's easy, so it's not too difficult. But find a partner who will allow you to for example to safeguard US dollars and do Swift. It's pretty hard because US banks are not very kind to the crypto companies. Let's say this is still a challenge to find the bank who will work with you to safeguard fiat money for your customers if you're a crypto company.
But I think the key, like you said, you're not allowed to hold the fiat. So you're not the bank. You're not holding the fiat. You're the facilitator, right? And how, like, because when people think centralized exchanges, they still think of FTX. They still think of Celsius and other companies. So you don't have that risk. You're the facilitator between everybody.
Right. So that's what we are doing. We getting the bank. We have like several bank partners who are holding and safeguarding money. They have all these like safeguarding policies, like and also like insurance policies that the money that's held on the customer will be like is insured in fiat. So and we're creating this bridge between the would say like crypto assets on the we're using Fireblocks custody, so it's like MPC let's say custody. I think it's number one or number two like among the existing custody technologies. So the crypto assets are safeguarded in these Fireblocks. We have these banks that safeguarding fiat money, and our USP is just moving the money between these crypto assets and the bank. We're using the number of the crypto liquidity providers like Kraken, like B2C2. We don't store money on them, but we just hedge we selling and buying the crypto there and just like distributing this money between the crypto and fiat on the customer accounts. So this is very high level on how this works in real life, but yeah, we kind of like bridging between fiat and the crypto.
See, I think it's good that you're in Europe and there are guardrails, so you know exactly how to build and where you're headed. It's not this area of like, okay, what do I do? How do I get permission? Like, it's okay. This is what we got to do, and we're doing it. It sounds good to me. So, so I want to thank you, very much for your time today, speaking with me. And I think you're set up for success. I look forward to seeing all the great things you're up to. And I have one last question.
Okay.
How can people find out more information about you, about Brighty? How can they start to use your platform? How can they do that? And what can they look forward to?
Cool. To start using Brighty, they just need to download the application. So it's available for Android and iOS. Right now, again, so as we're talking only about the European countries, we are working only there. So like to start using Brighty, you need to be like at least a resident of the EEA. So all passports, but you should hold a residence permit there. So there is no any restrictions on the European nationality. So we onboard them pretty quickly and pretty easy. So for European residents, you need a little bit more information to provide because again, so it's centralized. We comply on the regulations. We need to collect this KYC data before giving you access to the application itself. So just go to the Brighty website, download application, go through KYC. The average time to passing KYC is about like 2 to 5 minutes, depending on the case. And you can straightforward utilize all the products that we have. It's again, so it's earning DeFi, the card itself, the Euro IBAN, the SEPA rails like in, SEPA out, and batch of the crypto that we support. don't want to go through them. I have a batch of them. So about myself, yeah, I'm happy to answer any questions like personally. So I have a Telegram, I can share that. Also like LinkedIn. Happy to answer like all the questions if we have personal ones. Yeah, just drop me a message, I will answer. So I really enjoy to speak to our customers, because I'm the one who trying to solve all the problems that I'm getting from them, and try to rush them to highlight in the team, so like we sorting out these problems very quickly. So just download application. If you have any troubles, write to me. Hope no. Happy to answer anything. Right.
Awesome. Thank you very much for your time today.
Right. Thank you. Really enjoyed our interview.